even before the dust could settle over the Maharashtra Chikki scam, there is fresh trouble brewing for embattled Maharashtra Minister Pankaja Munde. Fingers are yet again being pointed at Pankaja, this time for favouring a disqualified contractor and awarding him a contract worth 1.63 crores. All right. In fact, let's go back to our story about Education Minister Vinod Tavre. He's joining us on the phone line. Mr. Tavre, you had approved a contract worth, or rather a tender of 191 crore rupees, if I'm getting it correct there, about fire extinguishers, which was red flagged by the Finance Department. Opposition is saying you are guilty of pressing that tender ahead when it should not have gone. What is your argument in the case?
Basically, we have not issued any order of 191 crores. When this issue was given by the Supreme Court that fire extinguisher should be implemented in the schools, before our government came, that government has implemented for 27,000 schools. For the remaining schools, we had moved the file. And every file moved by Education Department, I have informed that you take Finance Department clearance. When we moved the file, Finance Department raised some queries. My department had replied to that query. Still they had some queries. So whatever supply was made, that to about 6 crores, they have also not been paid a single penny until and unless Finance Department queries are being answered properly. No money will be paid. So when Finance Department raised some queries, we had stopped it. So there is no scam of 191 crores. Not a single penny is being paid by government treasury. And
Sir, if I can interrupt you there for a bit, the Finance Department has stated in its official note that official communication shows that the orders were issued following Vinod Tavre's directives dated January 6th. Is that true?
It is wrong. My orders were that according to the Supreme Court judgment, we don't have that much money, so finance should give the permission. And if they give the permission, we will go ahead.
Okay, sir, now the BJP seems to be shifting blame to the previous government of the Congress NCP, saying that this came from them. Couldn't you have put a stop to it if you found some anomaly?
I am not blamed previous government. I only said that this was in process. And when it came in process and then Finance Ministry raised the queries, we have stopped it. On the contrary, when the queries were raised by the Finance Ministry, we had immediately stopped them.
All right, sir, but the question that is being raised by the opposition is that you had allowed for the contract to go ahead only because it was red flagged by the Finance Department. Did it get stopped?
Normally, the government works in a procedure. That procedure is that any department suggests a contract, it gets clearance from the finance, then only it is implemented. That is the role of the finance. If I have not listened to the finance queries and I have gone ahead, then I would have done something wrong. I am following the procedure of the government. There are thousands of files which goes from each and every department to finance and come back with the queries. It doesn't mean that it is every file is a scam.
So what were the objections of the Finance Department, and if they were serious in nature, are you willing to order a probe?
I already ordered.
Okay. What were these queries raised by the Finance Department, sir?
There were 3-4 points. One point was that they were not clear about the Supreme Court order, which our department has submitted them. Then number 2, they said it is not according to the state rate contract area. It was the central government e-tendering rate contract. So whatever objections were raised by the finance, our department has submitted. Still they had said something, so I have ordered probe over that. And these all things were happening in the department, not by my concern or my signature. I only ordered on the day one that according to Supreme Court judgment, we have to comply this, but we don't have the fund. So whatever fund we have, go ahead with that. and for other fund asked to the finance ministry with their clearance. So I put my file to the finance ministry on my own. Otherwise, whatever fund I had, 18 crores, I would have purchased it without finance ministry's concurrence. But it was our department, we moved to the finance to get their clearance.
Okay. Sir, what I also understand is that Bijay Kumar, the Principal Secretary Finance, also questioned the need for a mass purchase.
Yeah, he questioned that, and our department replied to him that since the Supreme Court had said and 27,000 schools have been completed, what about the remaining schools? So we have given that answer. Still that query, ordered an inquiry.
All right, Sanket Upadhyay is also...
And again, not a single penny, not a single paisa has been paid to anyone for this.
No, but Mr. Tawde, welcome to India Today. मेरा आपसे सवाल एकदम सिंपल है तावड़े जी. आपके ऊपर राजनीतिक आरोप ये लग रहा है कि there was a whiff of a scam here. यहाँ पर एक कंट्रोवर्सी होते होते बच गई because your finance department actually stepped in. Otherwise, this would have gone through.
सब फाइनेंस मिनिस्ट्री को मैंने इन्वॉल्व किया. आप अगर मेरा रिमार्क देखेंगे कि फाइनेंस के पास भेजकर पूछो, अगर मुझे फाइनेंस के पास नहीं जाना होता, मेरे दिमाग में स्कैम होता, तो जो कोई 18-19 करोड़ है उसका मैं पहले ही निकाल लेता, जिसको फाइनेंस की परमिशन की जरूरत नहीं थी. It is me that I think that every tender or every contract from education should have a concurrence and clearance from the finance. अब ये डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ फाइनेंस के बारे में डिस्कशन हुआ, उन्होंने क्वेरीज की और वो हमने आंसर की, तो वो स्कैम.
तो फिर तावड़े जी आपके ऊपर कांग्रेस ये आरोप क्यों लगा रही है कि आप बिना मतलब जो टेंडरिंग प्रोसेस है उसको फॉलो किए हुए आप ये प्रोसेस यू वांटेड टू सेल दिस थ्रू?
शायद ये तो कांग्रेस को आपने पूछना चाहिए ना. इंडिया टुडे जैसा जो प्रतिष्ठित चैनल है वो तो ये प्रोसीजर जानती है फाइनेंस मिनिस्ट्री और एजुकेशन मिनिस्ट्री की.
No, but then is it not a fact, sir, that you sent this proposal to the finance ministry to clear this particular process, this contract, while you clearly know that there is a huge debate on whether things should be taken through the contractual route or through the tendering route?
Yeah, it is a tendering route. Central government had e-tendered and given the RFP. Then it was signed in January. And the tendering route decision was taken in the month of April. But again, before going to that, we have sent it to the finance to get the clearance. If I wanted to give without the finance, I would have easily given it because I had that money in my department, but I didn't. I wanted to complete the procedure.
Okay. Mr. Tawde, many thanks for joining us here on India Today.
All right, that was the Education Minister of Maharashtra, Vinod Tawde, speaking there to India Today, saying that he has already ordered a probe in the case that has come to light about the fire extinguishers and the contract for them that was red flagged by the Finance Department. The Finance Department has raised certain queries, and according to Vinod Tawde, that's the defense that he's giving, is that they have clarified all those points with the Finance Department, and now they've ordered a probe also into the entire issue. He says and claims rather that no money has changed hands so far.